revolution, desperate times, desperate measures. Yep, this rap game got so many different levels.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Versatyle, Wildchyld, reporting to you live once again. This is episode 19 of Ranting and Raving, and today we have a very special guest. Not only a close friend of mine, but a relative of mine. This is my brother-in-law, Mr. Flanagan. We're sitting here in his studio part of a very amazing, nice little spot location he's got to himself. Would you care to introduce yourself, sir?
Yeah, like you were saying, we family. So Roderick Flanagan, I'm actually the father of his niece. But yeah, I'm a visual artist, and I do a lot of painting and drawing, and I teach youth art programs in the community. And I sit on a couple of boards of nonprofits that do community work around Athens. So in the gist, that's basically what I do and who I am.
So today's conversation.
Oh yeah, it's right there.
Today's conversation is today we're doing a conversation about what?
It's going to be the lack of unity within the African American society and what we can do to help change that.
I like that topic. Basically, the topic is African American relations, or the lack thereof of African American relations within the community, for the betterment of the community. That's a better way to say that, I suppose. Robert, what do you think? Why don't you start us off? Do you think we have a good connection right now within the African American community, as far as Athens at least, about our relations towards one another?
That's an interesting topic. It's a lot of different factors that play into that, but from my perspective, I believe that there are a lot of different factions or different organizations that are doing a lot of great things here in Athens, Georgia.
Name a couple if you don't mind.
Well, you got Chess and Community.
Life.
You got Team Matters. They do a lot of youth programming, and they target the low income, which is mostly African American neighborhoods. And then you got Strong, Beautiful, and Godly Girls, Latasha Sheets. She does a lot of good work with the young women, and a lot of the young women she works with is African American. You got East Athens Educational Dance Center. You got there are a lot of different factions around town. At the moment, my mind is kind of going blank, but those are the few that
I can actually tell you a couple. I can tell you one that was actually I work in, and it's quite surprising, but the Wild Wolf Pack Family Entertainment, LLC, we work within the community to try to teach kids about racial equality, about social acceptance of sexuality and religious differences. The GD Nation, Growth and Development, they work within the community. They do community cleanup. They go within low-income areas and neighborhoods and are willing to paint if the supplies are provided. And I've come to find out that there are a lot of people here in Athens who say they want to do stuff, say they want to partake and participate in activities that would better these communities, but then I don't see as many of those same people actually doing it. Or I see them platforming themselves up higher than others, broadcasting the desire to make a change, yet not actually going through with it. Some people that I can also name off the top of my head, Akeem Martin is a very affirmative orchestrator of positive activities within the community. The OE85 movement, which I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot about here over the next couple of months, is being kept quiet right now for a reason. But within the next couple of months, it's going to come out on the scene really big. Noah D and Mocha have contributed to the African American community in as much as trying to unify us in the music genre, hip hop specifically. And I've worked with them a couple of times as well. But one of the reasons we and him are actually meeting today is we're actually going to start trying to figure out how the two of us can come together and collaborate so that we can further extend our reach and further extend our abilities to help educate and uplift our society as a whole. And when I say that, I don't mean generically just towards the African American culture. My specific goal set is for these young black men and these young black women who are being brainwashed, so to speak, or subliminally subjugated by all these subliminal messages our society inflicts upon them and suggests that they have to live a lifestyle in accordance to Young Jeezy and Lil Wayne and Waka Flocka and, God forbid, Young Thug. Young man, please don't wear dresses. I'm saying just I can't. That's my personal opinion. If you're not a homosexual, if you're not gay, don't be walking around wearing dresses and fingernail polish because Young Thugger does it to me. That's not cool. If you're gonna be yourself, be yourself. Stop looking at these television idols, these radio personalities, these MCs, these artists, even myself included. Don't idolize me. Don't idolize Broderick. Be yourself. When you're out here in this world and you're trying to do something to better yourself, find something that you like. Find something that you have a passion for, that you truly appreciate, that you truly enjoy doing. Because if you enjoy it, it ceases to become a job.
Right.
It becomes something, it becomes a passion or a career. Now, granted, a career can be a job as well. You can get a career in a numerous amount of things, but not be pleasurable. My career is music. I have my hip-hop career as an MC and artist, but I'm also one of the first MC artists that is community-based, and everything that I do is centered around trying to do things within the community to better the youth in the community. I don't know any other hip-hop artists that built their career and founded their career off of these things. The Wild Wolfpack was originated as a medium for us to get into the schools and youth what God gifted us with, in his case, artistic abilities, which I can't barely draw a stick figure, and my abilities, which is music and talking and making people laugh and making people cry sometimes because the truth hurts. Just saying.
Oh yeah. But yeah, just to kind of carry off what you were saying, though, there is in some instances a lack of collaboration or unification in certain a lot of the entities that deal with African American youth and stuff like that. But there are a lot of organizations that are doing the work, like we named earlier, some of those organizations. And just kind of speak on what you were saying about the there was one artist that I forgot to mention the first time you asked me that question about any other hip hop artists that was on community-based things. But y'all ever met Ricky Simone?
I did forget about
I forgot about her too, and I apologize to Ricky.
We greatly apologize.
Yeah, because she is doing some wonderful.
I mean, her name is the hip hop activist,
activist,
and she's serious about it. And Lord, honey, forgive me.
Right.
When I see you, I promise you, I'm gonna give you the biggest hug I can, and bow before you and ask you your sincere apologies. Sister Girl goes in hard.
She has supported my artistic craft as well by purchasing a portrait that I did of Nina Simone, who was like a person she kind of looks up to or kind of respects her and her craft. She really likes Nina Simone. But yeah, she does a lot of great work. So I mean, to speak to the actual topic that we are discussing today, a lot of the people that are doing those type of works need to kind of come together
as one.
Yeah, as one whole.
So what do you think is keeping us from that, though? That's the ultimate question.
Ego.
I have a theory. Ego. And that's my theory.
I mean, because like at the root of it, if you're doing it out of love, love has no ego. You know what I'm saying? Love is not going to judge.
Love is not selfish.
Selfish. You know
it is not. It is not bold.
Right. So I mean, if you're doing it out of love, you know what I'm saying, not expecting anything in return, nothing to be reciprocated. If you're just doing it out of pure love, then
it doesn't matter who you work with.
It doesn't matter
who the ultimate goal is love.
Right, and to spread that around. And in your case, all love. You know what I mean?
Which, you know, for you guys who haven't been paying attention on Facebook or looking around the community, because I've actually seen it a lot more than it's caught on rapidly fast, but this is the all love movement. Started this when I got back from California. It's no longer mine, it belongs to God now. Or it belongs to my being, my supreme being of my understanding. For those of you who may not believe in God, you don't have to believe in God to believe in love. All love, the purpose of the all love movement, and I'm going to tie this into what we're saying right now. I think the reason why there is not so much unity within the African American community is a lack of love for one another. We don't love each other the way we should. I could quote a Tupac verse here. How can the devil take a brother if he's close to me?
See me as a brother instead of two distant strangers, and that's how it's supposed to be. How can the devil take a brother if he's close to me?
Think about that closely. How can the devil take a brother if he's close to me? If we came together as a people and learned what all love represented, for instance, you don't necessarily have to appreciate my music or like me as an individual to support the movement that I represent. I represent truth and love. Our motto in the Wild Wolfpack is love and truth. People seem to think that love is this fluffy little thing that makes you feel good and gives you butterflies in your stomach. And sometimes it can be. Sometimes it's infinitely more. And other times it hurts. Sometimes hearing the truth of ourselves is not always a pleasant thing. But that's what real love is. Somebody that loves you can look you dead in the eyes and say, hey, Verse, you can do better than that. You know, I had a brother tell me one time that because of some issues I was having with someone in the community that I would not work with because I was not willing to love that person. I had a brother tell me that I needed to let that go and keep working and could keep spreading love. So for those of you who are curious of what I'm speaking of, you know I like to put things out there. I don't believe in covering and hiding nothing, but me and Montu have let our issues go. I went to him last week. We sat down, we spoke, we resolved our issues. We are now officially talking as
brothers in love.
Brothers in love again. And the lesson that I learned from that whole scenario was that unforgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. And within this community, there's a lot of people who don't like people in other groups. You know, for instance, I can only imagine the powerhouse we would be if Noah D, Akeem Martin, Montu, myself, Broderick, Life, Ishmael, Ricky Simone, if we had a committee of us all in one place working together, there's no telling what type of influence of a positive nature we could have within this community. Hint, hint.
You can make some major changes.
So there's some serious reasons why we're having this conversation. So I encourage everybody that's watching this video, just for the day, tell somebody you don't know, a complete stranger, tell them all love. This is your all love. This is your all love. Somebody you've never met before. Or if you want to take it a step further, if you're bold in spirit like me, go tell somebody you have had a problem with. And don't worry about whose fault it was. Don't worry about who was in error, who called who what, who said this, who did that. Forgive it, keep moving, and let it be about all love.
One of the things that he spoke on that I want to kind of touch on briefly is that giving love to one another. A lot of times people from our communities, you know what I'm saying, they don't necessarily know how to love or how to express that because they have so much built up anger from maybe not having their father around or not having their mother around or just a home situation dealing with day-to-day struggles that everybody in Athens has to deal with.
Right.
You know what I mean? So some people in those communities may not know how to express that love. So if you're one of those people that don't know how to express it, I encourage and urge you to go out and seek ways to help you with that lack of knowing how to express that love. You know what I mean?
I would be willing to even start a class on teaching how to love.
Yeah, well, we have a group already started that kind of touches on those issues for young African American males, and I don't want to kind of mention the orchestrating and all that right now because we're trying to do like a word of mouth type thing. We want to put it on blast and have a bunch of people coming, but we do want to start doing the work though. So we want to start with a small group first and let it kind of grow at a smaller rate. You know what I mean, like word of mouth. And I'll give you more details about that. But if you have questions about that, you can contact him or myself, and we can kind of get you included into that group because we do group sessions where we do that healing process of how to communicate with one another. That's what love is as well.
Love is communication.
We were talking about that the other night in one of the sessions, and it's powerful, bro. I'm telling you, it's powerful.
Well, I can't wait to attend and see what's going on.
Yeah. So we talk about all those issues like growing up, and we find out what we find is that everybody has similar struggles, but nobody's really talking about it.
Right.
Like if you've been through it, you lived through it, you survived it, you can help the next brother out, like what the Wolfpack does. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the purpose of our movement.
So yeah,
I've been through about as much as a person can go through. I don't know too many people that can say they've been dead, have faced 60 years in prison and walked away with only 2, have been beaten by the police, have been abused as a child numerous ways, and can sit here and tell you right now that they didn't let that keep them down. So get with us. You know how to contact me. You know where to find me. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on iTunes, DatPiff. You can find me on Vivo. You can find me on Reverb Nation. You can find me on SoundCloud. Y'all know the spiel. Anyways, look me up, www.versatilewildchyld.com. Soon coming, www.thewildwolfpack.com. We're having a brand new site coming for y'all. The All Love site is on the way. And yes, I am getting ready to release a new mixtape and a new album this year, and it's going to blow your mind. So be ready. But anyways, you guys, you know what the business is. I got nothing but love for you. All love. It's your boy Versatile Wildchyld.
All love.
All love.
I am robot. Listen closely. Okay, I am robot. I am robot. I am robot. Yo, I am a robot. I am robot. Okay, I am robot. I am robot. Okay, I am robot.